So if I had to start over in 2025 with only a little bit of investment money, no skills and no audience, I would pick one thing. And no, it's not dropshipping, it's not SMMA, it's definitely not crypto. It's YouTube automation. And once you understand why, every other business model is going to feel like a complete waste of time. This isn't going to be about hype, it's leverage. And it's the closest thing to passive income that actually scales. So here's 7 reasons why YouTube automation is the smartest business that you can start right now, especially if you want to make money without showing your face. All right, so guys, let me explain to you exactly why YouTube automation is simply the easiest and smartest business model that you can start right now. And these are the 7 reasons why this model specifically dominates and how you guys can build a faceless cash flow asset from your laptop without actually showing your face, chasing clients, or needing any prior experience as well. All right, guys. So number 1 is because we are in the new creator economy. And I know what you are thinking, all right? I don't want to go viral. I just want freedom. And just so you know as well, you don't need to be the star to actually win on YouTube, all right? Because the average person doesn't want fame, right? They just want the income without all the burnout. YouTube's monetization system allows that if you stop thinking like an influencer and start thinking like a system builder, which we're going to talk about today. All right, so let's take a look at the income distribution among the YouTube creators. So we have basically 85% creators and 15% remaining creators, meaning the top 5% of creators earn 85% of all income on YouTube, but many of them you've never actually seen their faces. And this is kind of where the faceless opportunity presents itself, because many people don't realize how much opportunity there actually is, how many channels there actually are versus the personality channels, and how much addressable market they're actually covering, which we're going to go over in today's videos. So you've seen plenty of videos just like this, plenty of channels that are all faceless. I'm going to go through some of them in person and show you. But guys, number 2 is the most important. The demand is surging and supply cannot keep up. Little do you actually realize that there is actually a surplus of demand versus the supply, right? So we'll break that down. There's over 2 billion people that log onto YouTube every month, and that number is growing month after month. There's exploding viewership on the platform. Now, most viewers don't want influencer style vlogs. They want info-packed, bingeable content that they can learn from or relax to without the personality overload. Many of you guys didn't realize that most people just want to consume content. They don't want to have that personality that's in their face, right? That's why the faceless content is actually really, really good. So there's content demand. But then there's creator burnout, right? The problem is that most creators burn out fast. They try to be everything, the scriptwriter, the editor, the performer, and they end up quitting in 6 months. That's the average personality channel, right? So what that does is it leaves a giant vacuum, right? Viewers are hungry. Advertisers are ready, but the system-driven creators, well, that's where the opportunity lies. So YouTube automation is what fills that gap. It is the bridge between overwhelming creator burnout and consistent scalable output. It lets you essentially create faceless content, right? Now, what you can do with this is you can build faceless evergreen, emphasis on evergreen, right? Content that actually lasts forever, not this trending stuff. Content in high demand niches such as finance, pets, technology, self-development, topics where the audience binge without even needing to know you specifically or be attracted to you or trust you even. Now, this concept all works once you actually build a team so you can delegate everything. You're able to actually tap into global talent pools, meaning scriptwriters, voiceover actors, editors, thumbnail designers, who all execute your vision for you while you're the one just steering the ship, which then supports the algorithmic feeding that you are doing. And then again, there's the burnout prevention, because unlike the personality content, you don't actually get to burn out because you're focusing on high leverage thinking tasks, not grinding in the weeds, while your content constantly feeds the algorithm with quality, consistency, and watch time. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what that looks like. But the result essentially is a production line, a system, a mechanism of value-driven videos that feel handcrafted, but are built through a smart and repeatable system. Emphasis on repeatable because we make video after video after video. You're no longer going to be the bottleneck of your own business. You're now the strategist. All right, you're the mastermind. Number 3 is that this whole thing is easier than you think. You don't actually need talent. You need a team. And by the way, guys, we're in 2025. This team is no longer even as much of a necessity as it used to be because we're able to now leverage AI to do most of the work for us. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Now, before, you would have to hire a real scriptwriter, a professional, somebody who knew the industry, somebody who also was very proficient in copywriting. Now, you don't need to. You can literally go and get it all done with AI. I'm going to show you an example of what that looks like. If you join my free school community, by the way, the first link in the description is a free school community. I have an entire course for free. I even go live literally twice a week with yours truly, answering all your questions, reviewing your channel, your videos, anything that you guys need to support you is what I do in this community. But if you go to Classroom and then you head over down to AI content creation, you'll basically be able to see here the expert script creator. You can see this script prompt. You can literally just copy and paste this into here on ChatGPT, and you can paste this script, and right away it's going to ask you just a few questions. Once it analyzes everything that it said here, it's going to understand that I'm looking to obviously write a script. So it's going to ask me a few questions. What's the niche of my channel? Who's my target audience? What is the topic of my video? Once I answer these questions, it's going to start by giving me 3 unique hooks. Once I choose the hook, it's then going to start writing the video. Let me show you exactly how that works. All right, so I've answered the 3 questions, and now it's going to give me 3 different hooks. So based on the hooks, whichever one I like the most, I can then just literally press 1, 2, or 3, whichever one I like, and it's going to then start writing. Let's just say hypothetically, I like number 2. I'm going to give it that prompt, and now it's going to start giving me section by section by section. And every single time it's done writing a section, it'll ask me, what do I want to do next? Do I want to continue with the next section? Do I want to recreate this in a totally new way? Or do I want to extend it and go deeper before moving on? So you're basically custom creating as you are building in live real time. You're custom creating your script as if you are the expert and professional in that industry and also in copywriting, which allows you to basically manipulate the idea of copywriting and script writing because you no longer have to hire an expert. You don't even have to be one yourself. You just use AI technology, which is so much more intelligent and convenient than hiring a real person. And that's the error. Guys, this whole software is free. ChatGPT is technically free. And if you want to use it unlimited, you just pay $20 a month. So it's either free or $20 a month for unlimited scripts for your videos. So now what's really cool is that the next step in the process is the voiceover. And again, traditionally you would have to hire somebody online, which you still can technically do. And I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but it's 10 times more convenient and cost effective to use AI, especially since now it's hyper realistic and almost indistinguishable from human voices. So 11 Labs is a fantastic runner-up for this. You can basically go in and take your entire script, basically copy and paste it, and you can go straight to 11 Labs. You can even have the free membership if you want to just test it out for yourself. So go over here and then go to Studio, start from scratch. You can then basically just paste your script, select the voice, let's just say Monk for now, and then click apply. And now I can just give this a preview and listen to what it sounds like.
They've sunk boats, hunted sharks for sport, and taught their young how to pull seals straight off icebergs. Orcas aren't the gentle giants you think they are.
So as you can see, the voiceover is basically indistinguishable from human. They get better and better. You can change different tonalities, different accents. It's absolutely mental. And again, a software like this is either free for a limited amount of characters, or you can pay $20 a month and get the whole thing unlimited. Basically, you can have the whole month of content created for just $20 a month. So now we're $20 a month for the ChatGPT subscription and $20 a month for the voiceovers. That's $40 a month for basically unlimited amount of videos so far. Now, the next step in the process is your editing. Now, this is one that I do highly recommend you hire a real person, because there's been a lot of updates with AI where they're trying to, restrict the amount of AI content, the cheap AI content, meaning those websites that just build videos for you out of thin air. They're not really going to be working in the near future, and they're not really working right now. So I do recommend you actually go out of your way to hire a real person. You can go to Fiverr and you can type in video editor, and you'll find tons of different video editors here that are willing to do faceless videos for you. You can see YouTube cash cow videos. There's already people that are proficient in what they do. You can also go on Upwork and you can create a job post. I did this one for clean minimal animations, an editor, and I just posted I'm looking for a 2D editor. I gave him some examples of what I'm looking for, how much work I'm looking to have per month. And as you can see, I had tons of people who applied for the job, and I can just hire directly off these platforms. Now, an editor is typically going to cost you between $20 to about $60 on average for a video. So yes, it is a little bit more on the pricey side per project. You can do all this stuff yourself. I know plenty of people that actually edit their own videos, but then you're taking away from the sense of automation. You're going to be spending hours and hours editing this content. So I think it's a good and fair price to pay for the amount of work that they are able to take off of your plate and allow you to focus more on the high leverage tasks, which allow you to move the needle much further on a daily basis versus sitting there editing your own videos. So if you do have a bit of an investment stashed away, you can kind of justify maybe $200 to $300 a month towards content via your editor. It's going to be in your best interest, right? So it's going to cost you between $20 to $60 to have all your videos edited, which is not too bad. And that leaves us with the final part, which is the thumbnail design. Now, again, you can go on Fiverr, Upwork, you can hire somebody to do the content for you, or there's 2 main ways that you can also do this with AI. So one example is Pexels. I can go over here and I can write this prompt. So there's different options. You can change the personas. You can also change the style. If you have specific styles, you can kind of use public styles, or you can create some yourself. But I would just go ahead, click generate. All right, so now as you can see, it's already created a thumbnail for me quite almost instantly. The only thing is I'm on the free trial. I'm not using Pexels actively because I'm actually using ChatGPT a lot more. As you can see, I also got a really good thumbnail output from this exact kind of prompt. And it's very simple to do. Again, it takes only a few seconds to render out an image, and you can just use simple English to create these images. And that's the best part that I love about this. There's another feature which I also love, which is replicating thumbnails. I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So let's say I find a thumbnail like this. I just have to click on it. And then there's a little prompt here that's going to show me to download the thumbnail. This is the Next Level extension, by the way. If you guys don't have this as well, make sure to go over to my free school community, go over here to Classroom, go to all of my tools over here, growth tools, and you need to get this Next Level extension. It does so much for you on this journey. If you're not using Next Level, which I'm probably going to make a video on how important this is in another video here, but it's an absolute necessary video. So go over here, you can download the thumbnail. And then what you can do is you can actually go over here and you can paste that thumbnail over here, and you can also input another reference image. So if you want to replicate, for example, the thumbnail, but maybe change the person from the guy here to another person, as such, I just attach an image of a woman. I would just have to say this. So set over here to replace the man in the thumbnail to the left with the woman on the right. Keep everything else the same, and we'll see what it does here. And so there you have it. Literally, the thumbnail is completely done. So now all I want to do to fix this, because as you can see, the dollar sign is cut off. I just have to go in the top right corner over here, click on this edit selection tool, and just hover over this. And all I have to do is basically just type an extend. And now it's going to extend it and add the dollar sign, just move everything over a little bit. And I'll have a full thumbnail completely replicated within seconds without having to hire an editor, without doing the work myself. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alrighty, and there you have it. So now it's basically extended. I could probably do it one more time just for the sake of getting it done right, but you get the point. Within seconds, I now have a thumbnail created. So we have essentially our script writing done, our voiceover done, our thumbnails, our editing also completed, and the thumbnails created with AI. Most of this stuff was done with AI. Only a small portion, about 20%, which is the video editing, is still required human intervention. But honestly, the pros of this entire process far outweigh the cons, because back in the day, this AI stuff did not exist. You would have to hire full teams, which that price goes from 20 to 60 all the way up to about $70 to $150. So we've significantly dropped the cost. We've dropped the barrier of entry. We've made it much more beginner friendly and much more simple to execute this business. That's why, again, it is the best business model to start now in 2025. The other main reason is because there's no clients, there's no selling, and there's no stress, comparatively speaking, to other business models. You look at social media marketing agencies, you have to pitch and manage clients. It's typically very high risk and very probable for high burnout. Right? Then you have drop shipping. Don't even get me started. You have ads plus customer service. It's medium risk, but there's extreme burnout. I say medium, but honestly, it's extreme burnout. You also have to deal with shipping, fulfillment, customer service, inventory, ads, landing pages, tons of overhead. It is not actually that great and very low profit margins. Then we have YouTube automation, where you create a content, you upload that piece of content, YouTube finds the viewers for you. We get paid only on the views, because at no point in time does anyone pull out their wallet and their credit card to pay you, and that's how you make money. That's not how it's done, right? YouTube pays us simply because of the ads that get shown on our videos. This makes this business very low risk and very low burnout, all right? The other main thing is that you're not chasing anyone. You're not getting ghosted. It's just algorithm fed income. Now, number 5, you get to start with almost nothing. All right, let me go through the paths here of what this thing could look like. So you start over here. Now you can choose a path. There's 2 paths. Number 1, let's just say hypothetically you are broke. If you are broke, we can basically write the scripts manually with AI. I just showed you how. You can use free tools as well. ChatGPT, for example, is free. You can also execute a lot of this business on your phone, which is incredible. And you can reinvest the first $100 that you create to hire a VA, which then streamlines and delegates even more of your tasks, which automates this business further. All right, the next avenue is that let's just say you have some capital to start, which means you can start immediately with a team that does all the work for you, including an editor, a voiceover artist, a thumbnail designer, etc. This allows you to grow a lot faster, and it makes the whole business less hands-on. All right, this means you're able to actually focus and emphasize delegation and automation versus the people who actually have to go a little bit more manual, use all these tools, because again, you're not working with any budget. So it really depends on which path you're able to take based on your existing and personal conditions. But this whole business overall, whether it's the broke version or the capital version, both of them are extremely lucrative just because of the circumstances of how the business is operating. Number 6, this business is going to give you results that compound. All right, your videos stack, and then that means your income compounds with it. So let's say you post your first video, congratulations, it gets less than 1,000 views. That's perfectly fine. By video 30, your videos will now feed back traffic to video number one. So as you get more and more videos created, your YouTube algorithm is going to start finding and feeding more viewers to your channel, which allows you to get more traction. And as the traction comes, people will inadvertently start finding your original videos, your first, second, third, fourth video, and those end up getting more views. So as one point they were dead, now because you have overall traffic getting sent to the channel, people are enjoying and consuming your content, they're going to come back to your first, second, fifth video, which again, so all the traffic feeds back to video one. Now let's take it further. Let's say you have 100 videos. Now you have a video loop system, right? A system that allows the viewers to continuously and perpetually go through all of your content with intention and with the system that you've built, which is essentially this funnel, leaving you with millions of views and tens of thousands of dollars in your pocket. Now, the other thing is that this business is remote, it's scalable, and again, it's face free. We don't show our face on camera ever. You don't get in front of the camera, you don't buy a camera, you don't script things, you don't edit things, you don't do any of this stuff for your work. It is all done with Teams and AI. Now, the YouTube automation dream looks like this. You basically have a very location independent business. You can work from anywhere with simply just Wi-Fi and a laptop connection. That's all you need, all right? A laptop and Wi-Fi. It is very scalable because you're not limited to creating only one channel. You start with one, you scale it up to 2, 3, 5, 10K a month. You then replicate the exact thing that you did on the first channel on a second, third, and 10th channel, which makes this business extremely scalable. And then you also have anonymity, right? Because you maintain privacy with voice actors and editors who do all the work for you, allowing you to basically disengage from the personality side of the business and basically able to allow you to profit from it without ever showing your face, all right? The other thing is that this creates true passive income. You can earn revenue while sleeping because your videos are getting watched regardless of you being awake, asleep, working with your wife, with your kids. It doesn't really matter, all right? And the last and most important thing that it gives you is burnout protection, because unlike most businesses, which are very likely very privy to burnout, this one isn't, because you get to work as many hours as you want. Typically, my students work between 1 and 2 hours a day, which is extremely minimal. So you can avoid personal brand pressure and all the anxiety of starting a brand and being a personality and getting on camera and doing all that stuff. You don't have to do any of that stuff, guys. It's the only business where you can disappear from the front end. By the way, find me another business you can do that, but grow 10x on the back end. So guys, if you're ready to stop guessing and join the over 1,000 students that have joined my program over the last few years and have successfully gotten their channels to 2, 3, 5, 10K a month, many even joining creating revenue over $30 to $40 and $50,000 a month as well with our program, you can do two things right now, all right? You can click the first link in the description, join our free school community, which I recommend everyone does regardless. It's free. I go live twice a week. There's a whole community. There's almost 6,000 people, I believe. Yeah, 6,000 people that have joined. Secondarily, if you want to skip and bypass all this, you know exactly you want to work with me personally, you're willing to invest. It's a 4-figure investment to work with us personally. We guarantee results within 6 months. We guarantee your investment back in 6 months. You can basically just book a call with me or my team, see if we're a good fit, because again, there is a financial investment up front, and I'd like to only work with action takers who are devoted to making this thing work, to learn a high income skill, and to come out of this thing successful. And so if you want to work with me, it's the second link in the description. If you want to work for me for free and just join a free school community, it's the first link. I'll see you guys on the next video.